just don't care. 5,000 leaders never scared. Ready to notice is the one they fear. Get up, still a beautiful idea. Revolution means change, don't look at me strange. So get up and show no fear. Get up if y'all really care. Get up, still a beautiful idea. Thank you for letting us be ourselves.
Sorry about that delay, but anyway, welcome to the final round of the 2014 WSVR BTCC series, and for our second visit of the season here at this Levy E-Circuit here in Kent, that is Brands Hatch. This time we're on the Grand Prix layout, which means for the first time this season the drivers will be able to go through the forest for their final race of the 2014 A season. My name is Squire, and obviously I'll be taking you through the sessions here today. We obviously back down at Croft, we obviously crowned our champion in Kevin Mass. So the championship battle for the top spot is basically over, but for the other positions are basically not. The second positions are still up for grabs, which is currently held by Chris English. So yeah, well, with that, let's have a look at the drivers' standings. Leading on, obviously taking the championship, is Mr. Kevin Mass. In second is Matthew Lewis. Chris English is basically behind in third place. Fourth is Daniel Hahn. Fifth is Jan Titz, ahead of Christian Bram, Roy Wisner. Then it is obviously Simon Crane, Jim Self, and Matt Hesfeld. That rounds out your top 10 in the Drivers' Championship. And the Constructors Racing Association, the main division, has obviously won this part of the year's championship in the teams. Then it is M Sport Racing in second place. P1 Gaming is in third. Fourth is Swiss Motion. Fifth is Rockstar. Sixth is Gravel Trap ahead of Kitty Litter, and then it's Pro Race 100 ahead of VRT and Racing Association, Facebook Association. So this is the last race of the 2014 season, the first half of the 2014 A season, I should say, and should be a good one. And they're currently in practice at the moment. So the current man that is leading in practice at the moment is Mr. Kevin Mass, ahead of Jim Self. Remember, there's no pressure on Mass since he's won the championship, so there's no pressure on him on this Grand Prix. He can just enjoy himself. But for the second place men, which are for either Matthew Lewis or Chris English, is basically at stake here today. So we'll be able to get to the final race of the 2014 season sec, but now we'll just wait for qualifying. Okay, don't go away. Okay, we can confirm that we are about to go into qualifying. Sorry for that delay. But we are able to go into qualifying for the final race of the 2014 A season. Okay, yeah. Okay, qualifying is getting underway now. Let's just switch image. So we're leading the pack will be Mr. If I can just get his name along, Kevin Mass. Then it is Kevin Mass, Jim Self, Dudukovic, Josh Dant, Barker, who's just gone extremely wide. Who else was? It was English, and then Spooner, Worcester, Tits, and I think that's it so far. Yep. So 14 minutes in, and everyone is going around the forest section, ready to do their qualifying laps. Okay, so Kevin Mass is on his lap, and he is going along. He was all right going through Druids, through the Jim Clark bend. And this is where the Indy circuit usually cuts off, but now we're just on it. We are on the Grand Prix layout, and we are going to go into the forest. And it's a really fast section. You basically don't need to brake at all in Formula 1 cars because it's so fast and you're going to turn instantly. But in BTCC cars, you still need to turn a bit. And looks like Kevin Mass just went off throttle a bit there, but like I said earlier, he's got no pressure because remember he's already won the championship at Croft, so any good position here will just be a good race for him. And he qualifies, he sets the pace 1 minute 30.1. Self beats his time, and Spooner beats his time. English beats his time. Remember, English is the only man who's under pressure at the moment because if he is able to score ahead of Lewis, or if Lewis fails to turn up, and English scores some points anyway, and that means that English will be able to get into second place in the Drivers' Championship as far as the Drivers' Championship is concerned at the moment. Only a couple points separate him and Lewis. Only Lewis stands in his way, but at the moment Lewis is not on serve at the moment. As far as actually Lewis is not qualified at the moment. Oh, Justin's gone off a bit whilst battling with Barker. We'll go on board with him. And oh, rolling. Oh, and he crashed into the barrier. Is he stuck in the? It looks like he's stuck in the gravel trap. Oh, and he nearly caught off Dudukovic then. At least I think that was Dudakovic. Let me just check. That was... yeah, that was right. It was Dudakovic. So we only got about less than 10 minutes left in this session. So looking at the top 10 at the moment, Jan Titz is currently leading at the top, ahead of Roy Wissner and then Kevin Mass. Jim Self is in 4th, English in 5th, Lewis is in 6th, he has managed to qualify. Spooner is in 7th, Dudakovic in 8th, Barker in 9th, with Horton rounding up the top 10. Poor Badnick, he's making his return after his race back in London about a couple of months ago, is in 11th. 12th will be Josh Starnes, 13th is Hahn, 14th is Stefan, and 15th is Savanja Titz. So Jan Titz is leading while Savanja Titz is at the bottom. So before we go into this race, we're just going to have a look at the layout for Brands Hatch. It is, of course, the Grand Prix layout, and the red zone will go all the way up and after Clark Bend. No, it's not Clark Bend, sorry, it's Graham Hill Bend, which is of course turn 3. All the pressure is on Lewis and English, because even though the top spot for the championship is over, the pressure for the second place spot is pretty much on for these two. Now I'm on board with Max Spooner. Ooh! Careful there! Careful there! Ooh! Slam into the barrier. Jesus Christ! That was over exaggerating then. So that's what it looks like at the moment. We only got about just about 5 minutes left in the qualifying session. Yep, 5 minutes left. Kevin Mass is now leading. Oh, Paul Badnick's gone off. No, that's Tits, sorry. There's Mass. He's only ahead of Chris English. So Chris English, if he has good results in the races here today, then he could go for that second place in the championship. Only he needs to be aware of Matthew Lewis, who's currently in 7th. Matthew Lewis won't pose much of a threat to English, but still English needs to be careful. Only less than 2 minutes to go left in this session, and the Mass is already the pace setter at the moment. No one's able to beat his time at the moment. 1 minute 29.310. Ooh, that wasn't a good time for Stefan, or good breaking point, to be honest. So people who are currently in the pits at the moment won't be able to go back onto the track, and that is Dudukovic, Horton and Savanja Tits. The others do have a chance. And Dudukovic is coming out, but there's basically no point for him to come out. Because, yeah, basically no point for him to come out because he's basically can't race anymore in the session. Yep, Dudukovic is realising he's not going to have enough time. We only got about 20 seconds. So we've only about 10, Yeah, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And qualifying session for Brands Hatch is over. Let's see who will cross the line next. Chris English already just secured second place at the moment, but will anyone spoil his party? We just need to wait for more people to come across the line now. Looks like Self might be coming into the pit lane. Yep, Self is, Tits is, English is, Josh Dance is, also Stefan. Dudakovic has come into the pits. Anyone else coming into the pits? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, but Badneck's coming into the pits. But Lewis is going to try for another time. Here he comes. Lewis is currently in 8th. What time does he do? He stays in 8th. He does not improve on his time. Here comes Kevin Mass. Is he going to improve on his time? The answer is no. Here comes Wustner. Is he going to spoil English's party? No. Only Hahn and Barker remain. Here comes Barker and here comes Hahn. Barker is in 7th and Hahn is in 4th. That is the qualifying session with Mass in pole position, English in 2nd, Tits in 3rd, Hahn in 4th, Wistner in 5th, Self 6th, Barker 7th, Lewis is in 8th, Dudakovic in 9th, and Horton rounding out the top 10. So that was qualifying for the final race of the first season of 2014 for the WSVR BTCC, and we'll be back in a few seconds for race 1 and race 2. Don't go away. Right guys, we are about to go into the race 1 for the final race of the 2014 A season. We have confirmed that Max Spooner will not be racing in this race, so he'll be so basically there'll be 13. I don't know. I don't know how many people will be participating, but we'll find out soon. So yeah, this will be the grid. In pole position we have Mr. Kevin Mass. Chris English is in second. In third will be Jan Titz and Daniel Hahn. Fifth will be Roy Worcester ahead of Jim Self in fifth and sixth. Tony Barker is in seventh. Matthew Lewis in eighth. Max Spooner, he just confirmed he's not driving in this race, so Javeka Glick will be going up into ninth with Horton in 10th. Paul Badnick will be in 11th. Pascal Jostan will be in 12th. Graham Foster in 13th. Benny Stephan in 14th with Saranja Titz just basically in 15th place. So 15 cars on the grid. What's the worst that could happen for race 1? With Max Spooner out of the race, but that doesn't mean we can't rule him out for coming into the commentary booth. So if he does come into the commentary booth and he can help me along with this, then happy days. But for right now, he's having a little bit of trouble with starting rFactor at the moment. So yeah. Even though he's not racing, he might still come into the commentary booth. So the 15 cars are on the way around the circuit on their parade lap. Kevin Mass, not much pressure on him. But Chris English has got much pressure on him on the moment, because even though the battle for the top spot of the championship is over, the second place is still up for grabs. And with Matthew Lewis currently behind in in currently 8th place, is all to play for as the cars getting lined up onto the grid. So we're just waiting for everyone to get onto the grid. That's good. So we've got 4 lights to go. 1 light. And the final race of the 2014 season races here is lights out, and away we go here at Brands Hatch. Chris English is trying to get around Kevin Mass down towards the first corner. Does he try to make it through? No, he doesn't. Everyone has made it through safely through the first corner as they go up to Druid's hairpin. Chris English is going to try it around the outside. Doesn't seem to be any, and they both touch going through the Druid's hairpin. And was that Daniel Hahn going wide to the background? We'll find out soon, but right now at the moment it is the top 2 squabble of Kevin Mass and Chris English as they go into what was supposed to be the end of the the final corner of the IndyCar circuit, but they're going onto the Grand Prix circuit into the forest for the first time this season. So let's go on board with Chris English as they go around the forest. He's keeping it steady behind Kevin Mass. But where is Matthew Lewis at the moment? Let's have a look at him. He's already moved up 2 places ahead of Daniel Hahn and Andy Horton. But he's now got a couple of eyes on Barker and looks like Jim Self as well. And nearly near contact. And that's Chris English! Chris English! Oh, contact! Oh, wow! So that means that Lewis has just gone off. So basically that's Lewis's race bugged up. So that's his lap 1, and Kevin Mass is leading ahead of English and Titz. And we have confirmed that that Graham Foster is not racing tonight. So if he can actually go into the. And we have got a co-commentator in the booth for the first time since the Brands Hatch race a couple of months ago. It's Mr. Graham Foster in the box. Hello, Graham.
Hello, Ron. How you doing?
So I just heard that you're not able to get connected to the server. Are you able to help me out here tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to help you out best I can. I will probably need a stream link off me because the race has started. I'm in a bit of a pickle in the morning. Is that the
Okay, so hold on. Yeah, so we've got Kevin Mass still leading ahead of Chris English and Jan Tits. Chris English is capitalising well after his little bit of a spin-off in the first lap, but though he is able to just try and stay on for the next couple of laps at the moment. And just to help Graham out, to just give him live races at the moment to help him out at the moment. So Kevin Mass is still leading ahead of Chris English. Anyone else who's just swapped positions? Doesn't look like at the moment. Lewis is still in 8th. He was 6th after his just before his spin. So let's just have a look.
much better. I actually have eyes now on the track. I can just see what the hell's going on.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we'll just have a look at Kevin Mass at the moment. He's still leading, but Chris English has just got the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 29.987. So even though the Chris English is holding on to second place, he is actually trying to catch up onto the now claimed champion of the 2014 A season. But behind him is Jan Tit, and he might pose a threat to the Englishman, who is the former reigning champion. So he's currently in third at the moment, and Chris English has set another fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 29.707. Oh, Chris English just locked up a bit going into Druids, and he's gone wide a little bit. That means that Tits might be able to capitalise on his mistake, and he's gone wide again just after the Graham Hill bend. So Jan Tits might be having to have a look at him before going into the corner, before going into the forest, and he's gone extremely into the corner there. So Tits might be able to capitalise on the mistakes that Chris English has made and try and get past him within the next couple of laps if Tits has the speed to get past him. Where is Matthew Lewis at the moment? He's still in 8th.
Hiding in 8th, yeah.
Yeah, he's still in 8th, and he's trying to get past Andy Horton, but Andy is not letting him pass at the moment. So it's basically for 7th and 8th, it's basically England versus Wales right here, but though not in the World Cup at the moment. Yeah, but though Matthew Lewis is still trying to get past Horton, but Horton is making it absolutely difficult for him. They're both basically the same country of the UK, but though there's basically two different kind of backgrounds at the moment. Horton is still leading, while Matthew Lewis is basically still trying to get past him, basically.
Yeah, he's getting very, very close. If he keeps up on his current pace, I think he will have it, given time and effort, and just his track record and reliability and things. Matt does seem to be the better driver, personally, of course. That's just me.
Right, so we're now into lap 4 out of 12 here at Brands Hatch for race 1 out of 3, and Kevin Mass is still leading, Chris English is still in second, Jan Tits is still in third, Self in fourth, Barker is in 5th, 6th is, wait a bit.
Tony.
Yeah, Tony's actually in 6th, and looks like Matthew Lewis might be able to get past Horton for 7th place. Is he gonna? No, he doesn't really capitalise on Horton's mistake, but Horton is still going a little bit slower than Lewis at the moment. But Horton is making it absolutely difficult for the M Sport driver to get past, even on a circuit as legendary as this. You cannot get. And Horton's just gone off. Horton's just gone off. Lewis has capitalised on this mistake, and as a result, Lewis is now up into a lucky 7th place. But where's Horton now? Horton is, yeah, and that's
whoever just went off. Nicholas, I think it was. Hang on, let me check. Andy Horton, yes.
Yeah, Andy Horton has just collided, and as a result, he lost his entire front bonnet there. But though, at the moment, for a battle for 8th place is between Roy Worcester and Nicholas Bobadnik. At the moment. And
yes, the battle for 4th and 5th is certainly heating up as well. We've got a few packs ahead. I think we've got 4th and 5th heating up. We've also got 9th, between 9th and 10th. So your 4th and 5th are Jim Self and Daniel Ham down for 0.4 of a second. Actually made that 0.3 of a second behind them. And we've also got Roy, who's is back and really closely tailed by Nicholas Podbatnik. I hope I pronounced that right, Nicholas.
Yeah. And the battle for 4th place is extremely hotting up between Jim Self and Daniel Hahn. Jim Self might be able to stay ahead of Daniel Hahn, but mind you, the Hungarian is a little bit faster at the moment than the Englishman. And he's nearly close this time. Is he gonna get past him just after the final quarter? Let's just have a look. We're now on board with Daniel Hahn as Chris English makes another fast lap of the race. So we're now just approaching the end of lap 5 out of 12. We're now halfway distance for race 1. Kevin Mass is still leading ahead of Chris English in 2nd place. Jan Tit is in 3rd, Self in 4th, Hahn in 5th. Barker is in 6th, 7th is Lewis, 8th is Dudukovic, 9th is Roy Worcester, and 10th place is Nicholas Bobadnik. Behind them is Pascal Jostans. Benny Stephan is in 12th, 13th is Yantis, and 14th obviously is he's struggling as well, is Mr. Andy Horton. He's basically his entire front of his car is actually gone, except for his lights. It's just amazing how his lights can still be on there. I mean, look at it. It's just wrecked. It's just wrecked. And yeah, Horton is now coming into the pits, possibly to retire. Or
I'm not surprised. I mean, the amount of damage you'll have for the engine, the front aerodynamics, possibly suspension and tyre units as well. You're looking at a lot of damage. You're just not going to be able to continue in that kind of state.
But Horton is going to the pits, but luckily to the magic of racing simulators such as rFactor, they'll be able to get back onto the parts in no time, I think. And basically,
that'll be down to the magic of sticky tape and WD-40 iron.
But is WD-40 only for rust only?
Sort of, but you can also use it to loosen up the brakes. But it'll get rid of your squeaks, but it won't allow you to stop the car. So you've just got to like take the license.
And we just found out on the race control that Andy Horton's got a drive-through penalty. Andy Horton has got a drive-through penalty. I think that may be through speeding in the pit lane. I don't know. So
must have forgot to put his speed limit on before he just got into the pit lane. So that's pretty much his race over, unfortunately.
So things are going bad to worse for the Welshman, and even more worse just now. He's just crashed off at Druids, head on into the barrier, and his front of the car's just gone. And once again, I mean, he needs to concentrate on the road now. I mean, and look at it, he's spreading dust of gravel everywhere.
I think he needs to go join Gravel Trap Racing. I think that's where he might make good third. We've got quite a hot battle going on between 4th and 5th still, between Jem and Daniel. They're sorry, I just saw the slow motion replay of Andy just driving into the barrier.
Yeah. So yeah, the battle is hotting up between the 4th and 5th place of Daniel Hahn and Jim Self. Jim Self actually gone a little bit slower there before the penultimate corner. Will Hahn get past him? No, he doesn't. It doesn't look like to be that much distance at the moment. We're now approaching the end of lap 7. Is there 7 or 8?
No.
It's lap 8. It's lap 8.
Yeah, lap 8 now. Yeah, lap 8.
We're on lap 8 out of 12, and Mass is still leading ahead of English and Tits, but Tits might be able to get. But Tits has actually made the move on at Druids, and he has made the move. So Tits is actually up into second place, unless English tries to nudge him off the course, which is a very risky thing to do. We're now looking at this second place battle between Chris English and Jan Tits as they go into the corner before the forest, and he's also got wait a minute, that's actually Kevin Mass. He's actually trying to battle Kevin Mass for the lead.
Yeah, he made a mistake from what I saw.
So is Kevin Mass under threat from Chris English? He's going to try around the outside. No, he doesn't. So Mass manages to shut the door a bit. So well, we only got about 4 laps to go, and Chris English, even though the championship battle for the top of the spot is pretty much over, Mass is trying to pretty hard to get on to first place. But though Kevin Mass basically capitalised on English's mistake a bit and manages to hold on to the lead. But though Tits is out a couple more tenths behind and is basically nearly equal between the top 3. It's nearly a second or so between those guys.
Yeah, we've just Jan's standard just dropped back ever so slightly. He's actually about a second off Chris, but Chris is still pretty much right up the bumper again. If he keeps up his current pace, I do think with just the extra added pressure and things, he might be able to get around him. But Kevin's no easy person to pass. And
while we were just viewing that that battle, we would just view that Han has just got past Self, but their Self is trying much more moves to put pressure on the Hungarian. Meanwhile, looking back at the front, and Chris English is still trying to put as much pressure on Mass, even though there's no pressure there for Mass, because basically they're not battling each other for the championship. That battle is gone about a couple of weeks ago. Back at Croft, and Chris English may have a look at the other again. Another outside tactic again, but is Chris English going to do it this time? It doesn't look like it. They're still by side, and Chris English has actually just gone through. He's gone through. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic from the gravel trap driver. But they're still side by side. They're only about a couple of corners away until they're out of the forest zone, and Chris English just been pushed off. Whoa! Oh my days! And now Chris English is back there, is now down in third. Tess managed to capitalise on his mistake, but Chris English is now back down into third place. So Chris English not having one of the best races he's had so far, but Chris English is able to still be in the top 3. Remember, he only needs to finish until Lewis. But where is Lewis at the moment? He's still in 7th place, so basically no pressure on English at the moment. And Chris English just said, nice teamwork in the chat box. Wow.
I don't think he's too pleased. I think he's a bit peeved that the two frontal cars have basically boxed him out.
So yeah, as a result of that, Chris English is in third. 4th place at the moment is Daniel Hahn. 5th is Jim Self. 6th Barker. 7th is Lewis. 8th Worcester. 9th Dudikovic. 10th is Josh Stard, who's just gone past Paul Bandick, who's now in 11th. 12th is Benny Stefan. Jan Tits is in 13th, and Horton, once again, he's not having one of the best races of his career so far, in 14th place. But though he manages to get served that drive-through penalty and manages to make sure he gets his car working again with the splitter back on. But though his bonnet has been stripped off his car, and basically if I were him, I would just pull out of the race. Well, can't be bothered to just race on.
Well, what he's doing is trying to keep the local garage business, you know, just a bumper here, a wheel there, that's all he's trying to do.
Yeah. So only go
up front. We got a close grid again. It's only 0.5 a second from front 3. They're just hanging on to each other's bumpers pretty much.
But though we just have confirmed that Jan Tits is now just taking over from Kevin Mass for the lead. So Jan Tits is now leading here at Brands Hatch, and we only got about 1 lap to go. This is the final lap of the race, and Jan Tits is leading unless he makes any mistake on his final lap. It is very, very close between the top 3. Chris English has made another mistake just coming out of Druids and going into the Graham Hill bend, and basically Mass is trying to catch up onto his teammates, but Jan Tits is basically got us basically a little bit wrapped up. Remember, Mass doesn't need to win this race. Remember, he's already won the championship. He doesn't need to win the race. He just needs to enjoy himself out there. But for Chris English, everything to lose, and basically no pressure on him at the moment because Lewis is not. Lewis, even though Lewis has managed to score another place, he manages to stay ahead in third. So Chris English not much under pressure at the moment, but though he still needs to finish ahead of Lewis, has just managed to lose another place again. We're now coming to the end of race 1 here at Brands Hatch, and basically it'll be a good race for Jan Tits, even though he had a little bit of a mixed race just at the start of the race. So we're coming out of the last couple of corners here at Brands Hatch. So Jan Tits is going to come across the last couple of corners now, and Jan Tits wins the first race of the final round of the season of the 2014 A season to win here at Brands Hatch. Fantastic for Jan Tits, absolutely brilliant. But though Jan,
very good race. I didn't. Unfortunately, my video feed was quite slow. I remember about like 20 seconds behind or something. So yeah, I mean, you going, no, this is amazing, and I'm kind of like, I haven't seen nothing.
But I'm just saying now, what is actually amazing is that Jan Tits and Kevin Mass are still racing, and I didn't even know that the race is actually finished. So Jan Tits has won, Kevin Mass in second, third is English, fourth is Daniel Hahn, fifth is Barker, sixth is Self, eighth is Roy Worcester, ninth is Dudovic, 10th is Jostant, Paul Badnick is in 11th, Stefan is in 12th, 13th is Shavandra Tits, and then of course it's Andy Horton who rounds out the rest of the race. So yeah, pretty eventful first race of the evening. So from your point of view, Graham, what was basically your favourite driver of the race?
Wow, I wish I could tell you because I was more keeping an eye on on the time feed rather than the actual YouTube video, because again it was like 20 seconds behind, so I was so delayed. There was a lot of close action. I think Matt had a good race. It's just unfortunate he couldn't push up the positions. But I just believe Jan. It's like sorry. I think I let go of the mic button there. Jan Tits and Kevin Mass, they just pretty much dominated that entire race. Even though Chris was in it to mix with them, they just pretty much sat there, right, okay, I'm going to hold Chris up, I'm going to get battering from behind, and eventually he will make a mistake. Because when, fair enough, you're trying to make positions, but then you have another car sat behind you, pretty much right up your trumpet, you know, you've also got to think of that as well. And when you have two cars so close to you, especially when they're working together, you have a little chance.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Graham. Please join me back in about a few minutes because we are about in about a few minutes to go to race 2. Don't go away.
Of course, I will hang around.
Okay, hello everyone, we're back for race 3, me and Graham again, and we're just going into race number 2 again, 12 laps, and hopefully Chris English, if he gets pushed by a bus again, he'll actually ban them or actually just push them off the racetrack, Pastor Maldonado style or otherwise.
I do hope he doesn't like lash out of them, because I mean, to be honest, it did look like a very fair shove. I mean, he was on the outside, there was plenty of space, and he did just literally pull across and force him off the track, which is, you know, that just shouldn't happen. I do believe he'll be penalised effectively, but at the end of the day, yes, there's winning, but there's also winning fairly rather than ramming into, you know, your opponents. I mean, you know.
Yeah, okay.
It's just not very nice, even though they're now powered like cars.
Right, so let's have a look at the grid for the race 2. In pole position we have Mr. Jan Tits. In second place is Kevin Mass. Third place will be Chris English. He's not happy about this. He'll be starting in third. Fourth is Daniel Hahn ahead of Tony Barker and Jim Self in fifth and sixth. Matthew Lewis and Roy Worcester will round out the fourth row, with the top 10 being rounded out by Judokovic and Pascal Jostad. Nicholas Bulbandnik is in 11th ahead of Benny Stephan in 12th. Savannah Tits and Andy Horton will round out the rest of the grid. Andy Horton with his work basically cut out after his accident in race 1, but can he improve on this race? That's the question.
I do believe he can. He's a very good driver. I just believe he was just quite unfortunate. He lost a bit of control, and once you go into a barrier, that's it. If you lose your front end or anything substantial damage, which it did seem to be, you've got to struggle. Yeah.
So the drivers are going around the last couple of corners prior to getting onto the grid. So 2 Racing Association cars are locking out the front row, with 1 P1 gaming car and 1 gravel trap racing car behind them. Only 4 laps can separate them from another victory here today, but I hope it will be a fair victory this time. And who's that just trying to get into the grid position? Who is that at the back? Is that Paul Badnick or is it Stefan? I don't know, but he's gone to...
Because all my cars come Volkswagen there.
Okay, so lights are on, and race 2 here at Brandsatch. Lights are on, away we go, and Evangelis has already got a drive-through penalty now for his misdemeanors at the start, but there is a good start for both the racing associations as they go down into the first corner, and they both touch both Kevin Mass and Chris English again. This time Kevin Mass has actually gone track off this time, so Chris English is in second place. Jan Tits will lead ahead of Hahn and Barker, and then there's Lewis on looks like is that Worcester? Yeah, Worcester colliding again, but he's also colliding with Judokovic as well. So all carnage here at the moment. Yeah, so Kevin Mass is furious, but basically he nearly deserved it after he just after his misdemeanor in race 1. And
Chris English has just got in first place. He was on the inside of the corner. And,
yeah,
well,
he has.
Him, so
he has.
Back end stepped out on Kevin Mass.
So basically, Chris English is now leading here at Brands Hatch, and Jan Tits is also.
He's just overtaken as well.
Yeah, Danny Hahn is also just ahead of. Is also ahead of Jan Tits as well, but is Tony Barker that gets into third place next. So basically,
Barker's off. Barker's in the gravel.
Who's off?
Yeah, but Tony Barker, he's just come off. He's in the gravel.
Ah, Tony Barker. Oh dear. Wait a minute, Tony Barker's still there. Yeah. So top 3 at the moment is always pretty tight. If you actually ask me, it is actually pretty tight at the moment. Danny Hahn is actually going to try and get past here, but then we're coming at the end of lap 1 of this 12 lap race 2 here at Brands Hatch, and Jan is trying to have a go at and there's a freeway going into Druids, and Daniel Hahn is actually leading ahead of Jan Tits and Chris English. What a fantastic overtaking manoeuvre just before Druids. This is absolutely brilliant, and English is going to try and get on. Oh, but Tits is actually trying to push English off track, but he actually fails at the moment. He doesn't really try to push English off track Is he going to try and do it again? Or is English trying to get past him this time? We're on board now with Tits. English is trying to... English is getting much more furious now, and Matthew Lewis is actually right behind him. Matthew Lewis is actually right behind Chris English. He's under real pressure, and if Jan Tits tries to push him off again, then basically Chris English will lose it, and he will try and hit into Tits no matter what. And we can tell from his body language in the car, he is absolutely furious. He wants to get past him. He wants to hold on into that second place. So he just basically just earned in race 1, and he wants to keep that in race 2. Come to the last couple of races of the day and of the first half of 2014. So all to play for in this race. Daniel Hahn is leading ahead of Jan Tits. Chris English is in 3rd. Matthew Lewis in 4th.
Oh, there's been an accident. It's 5th and 6th. Roy just hit the back of Kevin Mass.
Oh, is Kevin Mass off the track?
No, they're both on. Kevin Mass has managed to get past Roy, and Jim are now fighting themselves for position.
So Kevin Mass really struggling in 5th place, and he's right in front of both the Swiss motions of both Roy Worcester and Jim Self. But Worcester is actually closing up on it. But Worcester drifts a bit. That causes Self to break a little bit. But that's good teamwork as far as the Swiss motions are concerned. But bad teamwork at the moment as far as the Racing Association team is concerned at this moment in time. And Matthew Lewis might be able to eye out the pass on Chris English coming in through the halfway section through the forest. Is all to play for. That's was that what? That's Jan Tits. He's just gone off a little bit off track a bit, and I wish I could reiterate to Murray Walker when John Clenn's. And he has. Matthew Lewis has actually just gone through. And Chris English is now sitting inside the cockpit. I wish I could reiterate Murray Walker when he saw John Clenn's at Silverstone back in the 90s, when he put his middle finger, and Murray Walker was just like, "I'm going for 1st," says John Clenland. But it's not like that at the moment. Chris English is actually fuming, and he's actually want to do that, but it's basically not. I'm going for 1st. He's basically just in 4th at the moment. Oh!
Just hit the back end of Jan.
Oh dear! So Matthew Lewis is actually going to try on the outside of Jan Tits, going into the corner before going into the forest. Tits goes a little bit of drifting off here, and this might be Matthew Lewis's chance. And he has! He's got past him! Well done for Matthew Lewis. He's actually steaming up the order. So if he stays like this, then maybe Matthew Lewis might be able to get 2nd place, and he's been touched from behind. And he's off! He's off! And into the barrier! Wow! He's off! Oh dear. So basically, Jan Tits will be penalised, no doubt about it. He will be penalised.
That was a definite round. That was a hit up backside, and he went straight off. You don't just fly off like that. Not a chance. He's going to have some serious training to do for that. So basically, not only that Kevin Mass is in trouble, but Jan Tits is in trouble. That's basically the whole of the first team of Racing Association. They're in trouble before the season has even ended. They already clinched the Drivers' Championship. They already clinched the Constructors' Championship. But after their misdemeanors in the last couple of races after tonight, then they're basically just going to have words with the administrators, which is basically Matthew Lewis. And basically Matthew Lewis is the main administrator. You should not mess with the main administrator. Punt him off, and he'll have serious words with him. Seriously. Yeah, it's like Kevin's now been flashing his lights at Chris. He's now like hitting him all over the place as well. So I'm just watching this develop, and hopefully nothing bad comes out of it. We'll see what happens.
So yeah, we'll just have a look at this battle between Chris English and Kevin Mass. Kevin Mass trying to find a way past Chris English. Then basically a battle between 2nd and 3rd, and Kevin Mass is in 3rd, and he might have him make a move on the outside. Does he do so? No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't quite. Oh wait! He's trying on the inside. They're both side by side as they're going through halfway section, and they run it again. Oh my god! Oh my god! The Racing Association are really pushing their luck. If Chris English wants to push him off track, now is the time to do so, because Chris English is actually furious. He is actually furious in that cockpit. I mean, never mind deceiving. He is absolutely furious.
I hope he doesn't. If he keeps his composure, all he needs to do is, you know, play like, you know, I wouldn't say the victim, but you need to. Never mind.
Oh, and Worcester's gonna give Mass a taste of his own medicine now, as both the Swiss Motion cars now get involved with the gravel trap racing car and the Racing Association car as they go through the first corner up to Druids, and contact once again. Contact once again between Kevin Bass and Chris English, and Worcester is also getting involved as well. What an incredible development between the top 5! What an incredible development! And Worcester is off! Worcester is off! And Yantis has got a drive-through penalty. Finally, some judgment on the Racing Association driver. So Yantis, who's currently leading in the race, has got a wait a minute. It's not a drive-through penalty. It's a stop-go penalty. He has got a stop-go penalty. Oh wow! Oh my god, I think this is one of the, oh yeah, and Yantis is now saying thanks, saying that he shouldn't have deserved that drive-through penalty or stop-go penalty. Yes, you did deserve it, because you rammed someone off the road. If you rammed someone off the road for no reason, then basically you're going to get basically bitten in the backside, just like Luis Suarez biting on an Italian.
Oh my god.
So,
I don't know where to look anymore. I'm just, you know, I wanted to look at the backfield just to see how they're developing, but every time I look away, it just happens at the front.
yeah, speaking of the backfield, Matthew Lewis has retired from the race. So, at the backfield, Solange is doing well, Stefan is doing well, Horton is doing well, Barker is doing well,
coming up the inside of, I think, is it Jim, Kevin? Sorry, Jim Self just overtaking Kevin Mass.
Yep, and as a result, when Yantis has gone into the pit lane to serve his stop-go penalty, as a result, Daniel Hahn has resumed the lead at the front. One of the only of the front runners is actually running a clean race, and I'm not even joking. Daniel Hahn is actually one of the front runners who's actually running a clean race, and basically the Hungarian is actually doing well this season. And
he's making the progress. I mean, he's basically, while these all scrabble over and scraps, Daniel Hahn's just he's off. He's just gone. He's left them for dust.
Yes, and now we're just having a look at the battle once again for the basically the top 5, basically the bottom 4 positions of the top 5, basically between Kevin Bass, Jim Self, Chris English, and Roy Worcester. It's all battling down between the Racing Association driver, the gravel trap driver, and both the Swiss Motion drivers. It's all mixed feelings here, and I mean, how much excitement can you get in this race? The final race of the season, and already things are hotting up. We're already halfway distance, and basically I'm nearly run out of breath. Seriously.
I know. I mean, I mean, you can make it more exciting if you're playing with attached cannons in the back of these cars. You know, just fight them everywhere they went, or have rocket-powered engines or something. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. You couldn't have anything as close.
Yeah. So Daniel Hahn is leading ahead of Kevin Mass. Jim Self is in 3rd, English in 4th, Worcester in 5th, Dudukovic is in 6th, 7th place is Pobadnik, 8th is Barker, 9th Horton, 10th is Jan Titz, Stefan in 11th, Samanjitis is in 12th, and we already got 2 retirements in the form of Pascal Jostand and Matthew Lewis. Those are the retirements of the race. So looks like the top 5 at the moment has basically spread out a bit to save any more close action, and basically much more risk of basically taking each other off. I mean, basically it's just wow.
But further back of the field, we actually have Andy Horton. He's moved up to 9th place with the 2 or 3 DNFs, and he's also managed to overtake people. He's now actually bothering the back of Nicholas Podbanik. Yeah,
Podbanik is basically under pressure. Remember, Podbanik is actually driving for the Twitter division of the Racing Association, the Twitter team of the Racing Association, and Horton trying to make an outside pass. The Welshman tries to get past. I don't know what nationality that Podbanik is, basically. So the Welshman is trying his best to get past the driver, trying to get past Podbanik, but to no avail at the moment. And we're now into the final 4 laps. Daniel Hahn is still leading. He's just coming up to the back marker of Savanja Tits. So even before we've just seen a lot of action here, we're still nearly run out of breath now. Now the battle for 3rd place is once again heating up between English and Worcester. Worcester trying to put as much pressure on the on English at the moment, but though after basically Lewis's retirement, basically English might be able to secure 2nd place in the Drivers' Championship tonight in this race if he still carries on.
Yeah, he's going to have to push very, very hard though, because he needs to first get in front of Jim and then he needs to get in front of Kevin. And the amount of fun him and Kevin have had recently, I wouldn't imagine it would end very well.
Yeah. So
Chris just went wide there.
Yeah, he just did a bit. So he might. Oh, he's just lost a little bit of the throttle a bit as well. Just a couple of corners before going out of the forest. And this, yeah, they're just getting past Stefan, who's one of the back markers. I thought that was Kevin.
That's usually my job.
And Self has just gone off. So English might be able to get 2nd place, I think. Wait a bit. And now at it again. And Stefan has gone off a bit. And Worcester's gone off. So Chris English is. Oh wow! That's so Worcester's just collided with a back marker of Benny Stefan. And
he collided with I believe it was Sivan Tits, and oh god, that wasn't good.
Yeah. So wow, I'm just amazed. But so Daniel Hahn, no pressure on him. He just basically cruised home. He's only got about 3 laps to go. Kevin Mass has just put in the fastest lap of the race, 1:29.272. And there's only a 7-second gap between him and Mass, so basically no pressure on Hahn at the moment, just cruise home. Chris English is in 3rd, happy to get another podium finish. Self is in 4th, 5th is Roy Wissner after his collision with Benny Stefan. 6th will be Dudikovic, 7th is Barker, 8th is Pobadnik, 9th is Tits, then it is Horton. Stefan is in 11th, and then it's Savanja Tits in 12th. 2 retirements as usual in the form of Pascal Jostant and Matthew Lewis.
Yeah, sorry I put in there, but just to say, Andy Horton's dropped really far back off Jan Tits, so I'm not sure exactly what happened. I don't know if he's come off or had an accident, but his car was intact, so I'm assuming he just ended up in one of the gravel traps. Yeah, so
Tits is actually, if you think about it, is actually much more faster than Paul Badnick. Remember, in qualifying, he's basically about a couple of tenths faster than Paul Badnick. But Paul Badnick is determined to keep on to that 8th place. He's not going to give up in a moment. He's only got about 2 laps to go, so he may as well hold on to that position as much as he can. But Paul Badnick's actually gone wide, so Tits might be able to capitalise on his mistake. Does he get past him? Yes, he gets. And Savanja Tits has gone off after he drew a hairpin. So not much excitement there, because he's just basically a back marker. At the moment, Hahn is still leading. Mass still in 2nd. Any more close action at the moment? At the moment, we can only see close action.
9th, that's about it. Jan Tits and Podabending, they're the only 2 that are reasonably close.
Yeah, but Badnick has actually has actually been passed by Tits, so Tits is now up into 8th place. So Tits, if he can stay into 8th place.
And Daniel Hahn comes on the final bend of the race over the finish line to start his last lap. He's had an absolute crack of a race. He's just dominated this whole race from pretty much lap 2.
And basically didn't collide with anyone in the name of either Mass, Tits, English, Worcester or Self. He's just kept it clean and just gone through any other accidents. But though Mass has caught up on him, but though Hahn may be able to finish this race on high as he is on his last lap, He's just gone past the Graham Hill bend. He's only got about a couple of corners to go, even though this is the Grand Prix layout of Brands Hatch. Yeah, thank you very much. So basically a chaotic race, and Chris English, even though that he's done well in this race and he actually improved a bit, he's still furious after Racing Association basically pissed him off, basically.
Well,
So I'm sorry for my profanity on that. I really do apologise for that. So yeah, Daniel Hahn is only just about a couple of corners away to go, and Chris English actually just drifted off a bit there, so Wissner might be able to capitalise on his mistake. But he's only about a couple of corners to go away anyway. So, but the man of the moment has to be Daniel Hahn as he comes through to win the second race here at Brands Hatch. Fantastic from the Hungarian, absolutely brilliant, from the P1 driver, absolutely fantastic. Kevin Mass comes home in second, although he might be looked at after the races here tonight. Third place will be Chris English, fourth will be Roy Wissner, fifth is Self, sixth is Barker, seventh place will be Benny Steffen. No, wait a minute, it's Jan Titz. Pobadnik is in eighth, ninth is Dudikovic, 10th will be Andy Horton, 11th will be Benny Steffen. He's just come across the line even though he's lapped, and the last place finisher will be Stefan Titz. We only got two retirements in the form of Pascal Justant and Matthew Lewis. So in this race tonight, in this race, Mr. Graham Foster, who is your favourite man of this race?
Well, I think just Daniel Hahn, from the fact that he saw the pack ahead of him just basically climbing all the time. He just looked at it. He waited for his chance. He got around lap 2 or 3, and then he made the distance. I do think it did get held by the fact of the top 2 through 5 were fighting constantly. But you know, at the end of the day, he sat down. He just got into his routine, and he just drove lap after lap, and just managed to put away a really good win.
Yeah. So that's basically the end of race 2. Please stick with us here in about a few minutes as we go into the final race of the first half of the 2014. After the next race we'll reveal details on the second half of the season, but for now, don't go away. Okay, we're about to go into the final race of the 2014 A season here at Brands Hatch, race number 3, and it's all to play for. So after basically his terrible race 1 and race 2, Andy Horton will be starting in pole position after the top 10 has been swapped. So all pressure is on him, but so yeah, let's just have a look at the grid here for today. In pole position we have. Hold on, let me just give me a sec. Yeah, in pole position we have Mr.
Hang on, sorry to interrupt. We just had a car go off. It was Kevin Mass. He did a power slide.
Lol. Okay, so pole position is Mr. Andy Horton. In second place is Javica Dudikovic. Second place will be Jan Tits. And then it is actually Nicholas Bobanek is actually in third. Fourth is Jan Tits. Fifth will be Tony Barker. Sixth is Jim Self. Eighth is Roy Wissner. Ninth will be Chris actually, I've confused it. Right, I'm going to do it again. Sorry. So pole position once again. Sorry if I did this. Will be Andy Horton and Dudikovic. Nicholas Bobanek is in third. Fourth is Jan Tits. Fifth will be Barker. Sixth will be Self. Eighth is Wissner. No. Seventh is Wissner. Eighth is English. Ninth is Mass. 10th is Hahn. 11th will be Benny Steffen ahead of Savanya, if I spelled that right. Savanya Tits is in 12th. Josh Starnes and Lewis will round out the back of the grid. So basically all pressure is on Horton, because not really is he starting in pole position, but he's starting on the last race of the halfway point of 2014. But the man we need to concentrate more on the moment is Chris English. He's currently at the moment is in 8th place, and Matthew Lewis is at the back of the grid. But why is he a couple of cars ahead of his usual position? That's why I want to know. Why is the grid is actually messed up on the formation lap? They need to sort themselves out before they get onto the grid.
They do. Also, Nicholas has decided to activate his invisibility cloak and then has left the field. So I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe he wants to have an banana or something, but he has left the race.
So Nicholas Bobanek has retired from the race. We just need to wait for the other cars to get onto the grid. Yep. Wait a minute, and that's one other car going onto the grid. So yeah, everyone is lined up on the grid except for Nicholas Bobanek. And the final race of the first half of 2014 is lights out, and away we go. And Daniel Hahn has already got a drive-through penalty already. And that's Horton not got a good start, but Tony Barker is side by side with him as they go into the first corner. And is that? That's
nearly hit the wall. Very lucky.
Yeah, and yeah, Tony Barker's also got a drive-through penalty as well. But Tony Barker, even though he's just got past Andy Horton, he still needs to serve that drive-through penalty. Yantis is in third place ahead of Dudikovic and Self, and Worcester just behind him. Chris English still ahead of Matthew Lewis at the moment, but if English finishes ahead of Matthew Lewis, then I can confirm that he will hold on to that second place in the as far as the Drivers' Championship is concerned. Let's have a, what's happened to where's Kevin Mass? He's currently 11th, one of his worst positions he is in at the moment. Not.
Self has just gone wide.
Yep, he's just gone off just during the final section. So Chris English, not surrounded by Racing Association cars, which is basically Furious Bell. He's now between and Pascal Justant is now out of the race. And that's Danny Harnoff in the background. That's Danny Harnoff into the background. So not only Kevin Mass is having a terrible race, also Danny Harn's not having a good race either. So we already got 2 retirements in the form of Nicholas Bobanek and Mr. Who's his name again? Justant, that's the one. But though Hahn is going into the pits, is he going to retire?
Possibly. He might just pop in for repairs. Cross fingers, it will be. But
actually, hold on, wait a minute. He's actually going into the pits to serve his drive-through penalty. That's the reason why. Yeah, he's going for.
That's pretty much bollocked his race, well, pardon my language, but knackered up his race, isn't it?
And also, we just confirmed that Tony Barker has now been given a stop-go penalty. I don't know what that is for, but I think it may be one of the incidents he just caused earlier. So
I believe he might have gone into the lanes too fast. I believe that's what caused it, because it hasn't been passed on via steward or anything, so it must be something of that nature.
So we're already we're already on to lap 2, and Jantis trying to put as much pressure on the Welshman as much as he can. So Horton is still leading ahead of Jantis with basically and Jantis just pushed off Horton. Yeah. Horton has been pushed off by Jantis. I think Jantis should be banned. Seriously, he needs to be banned now.
Yeah, I am preparing the banana. It's just getting very prepared. It's just warming up. Give me a minute. Oh, you got a power slide on there.
Yes.
Yeah, he's driving it pretty disgraceful, to be honest.
Yeah.
Accidents and just general punting off.
Yeah.
I do not know if his team may be even in the second season. This is pretty shoddy, to be honest.
He's the Pastor Maldonado of the virtual BTCC world.
Then that's an insult and a half. Oh, hang on.
Oh, I know! And now Worcester's given a taste of his own medicine. So Worcester is the Gutierrez of the virtual BTCC world, as you may have noticed. As Silverstone and they're colliding once again. Individuals are going to be much more easier on this than they were in my previous broadcasts. So
things happen on the background too. Djokovic, just came off track. I'm not sure why or how. But Chris is also missing his front bonnet, so he must have took a big bang.
Oh dear.
But he's fighting now with Matt, so that I don't know how that will go with Jack. Considering DNF last race, that probably will stand if he gets second.
Hold on, we just confirmed that that's Danny Hahn has got another. Wait a minute. I don't think he. I don't know. It doesn't look like it, but it did say on the race control that he did have a drive-through penalty, but now it says it doesn't. So I don't know why I'm saying that. But Tony Barker has still got that stop-go penalty, which he hasn't taken. He needs to take it soon, otherwise he will be disqualified from the race. So basically, all action happening here at the moment. Where is Jan Tits? Jan Tits is in second place. He's been overtaken by Roy Worcester, who's now leading the race. So Roy Worcester in the Swiss motion is leading the race. Not caused a ruckus at the moment, and like he did in race 1 with the other 4 drivers in form of Kevin Mass and other drivers basically for there. So yeah, all things happening here, and Didikovic had just gone off the gravel at the first corner. So yeah, all things happening here at Brands Hatch before the season ends. We only got about 9 laps of the race remaining, and currently at the moment we've still got Roy Worcester leading ahead of Jan Tits, and himself, Jan Tits, as you know, is still maybe under investigation. Well, basically there's no need for an investigation. He just needs to be banned, basically. He's pushed too many cars off the road. He's pushed English off the road. He's pushed Horton off the road, and he's nearly pushed Worcester off the road. He's basically dangerous now.
To be honest, I'm very like how can the Abbins like hold him in at the current stage, but I do believe that they're giving them benefit of the doubt so far. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the last race. Let people have the fun, just let it run. You don't want to cancel on the bench just because one person.
Kevin Mass trying to push off Lewis, but though Lewis is keeping it calm there, mind you. And Lewis has actually got past Kevin Mass, mind you. Though the battle for the second place in the championship is now heated up between Lewis and English. They're both in 4th and 5th place race-wise, but Chris English, even though he's got a bonnet missing, he's still keeping on to that 4th position, even though if it means that keeping in front of Lewis as much as he can. But though Mass is trying to get involved in the fight as well, and Kevin Mass, even though he's won the championship, is basically trying to get involved in the drivers at the moment.
Yeah, the tendency of that. I was going to say Chris English as well with missing bonnet. I did hear the team said they were going to try a new tactic there for cooling the engine. So I think they have gone to the extreme here because it pretty will ruin the aerodynamics. But hey ho.
Yeah. So We only got about 12 cars left in the race. There was 14 before, but though Bobanek has retired during the formation lap, and Jostan's retired during the race, basically. And yeah, all things happening here. We only got about 8 laps to go. Chris English has gone wide. So yeah, Chris English not having one of the best races, and Mass has just gone extremely wide before the penultimate corner, and basically Mass has just gone on full as far as he is concerned. Well, basically we don't want to know. He's just gone into beast mode, but though he's not a beast, he's an absolute ruckus. He's just a idle, lazy little sod, basically. Sorry for the sorry for the profanity at the moment.
There's violence happening in the commentary box, people. Prepare for fisticuffs.
Yeah. So yeah, Kevin Mass is still in the 6th, trying to get involved in the battle for the second.
Chris very wide there, Matt straight through.
And Matt's gone through. Matt's gone through. So English, even though he's lost the championship to Kevin Mass, he is now being passed by Lewis. If Lewis stays in position, he still might have the chance to get the second place in the championship. But mind you, Chris English has actually finished ahead of Lewis in the last couple of races tonight, so Chris English may have a strong chance to hold on to that second place, I don't know. But though Kevin Mass is now getting involved in the fight, and Kevin Mass just got past English, does he? Or is he? Or is
just about, yes, just about, yes.
Yeah, so and now Kevin Mass is going to have another go at Lewis. This might be Kevin Mass's chance once again to get past Lewis.
Like he did on Chris, he did absolutely cleanly. That's the right way to pass somebody. If you tap him ever so slightly, you know, share body paint, that's fair enough. But if you're going to pump back into and out, that's, you know, let's be on the line. So that pass for me was absolutely fine.
Yeah. So we only got about 7 laps to go. Worcester still leading ahead of Tits and Self. Lewis, Mass and English still fighting for that 4th, 5th and 6th position. We only got about 6 laps to go, halfway distance left. Andy Horton, who was leading at the race until Tits punted him off, he's still doing well. He's in 7th place at the moment. 8th place at the moment is Mr. Dudikovic. In 9th is Stefan, and then Tits rounds out the top 10. Hahn is in 11th with Tony Barker in 12th. So basically, some people are not having a good race, like others, but though some people are just having a good race because it's just the last race, or basically they're saying, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna carry on with this. Sorry for the profanity again.
It's the final race where you tend to have the gloves come off at the end of the day. The cars are already battered. It doesn't matter if they get all damaged. It doesn't really matter because we pretty much already know who's got first, second, and third. So I think the drivers are either one or A, they're gonna smash the hell out of each other, or B, they're gonna like drive professionally, but maybe not with such vigour as they have done in the previous race. Yeah.
So yeah, 6 laps to go. Worcester still leading ahead of Teds and ahead of Self. Any other battles going on at the moment? Yep, there is. Mass trying his best to get past Lewis. Let's go on board of him with Mass as they go down into the last corner, and Self just set the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 29.826. So Lewis really trying to get past Lewis at the moment, and
my camera decided to take off. I don't know if yours just did.
So luckily the server didn't lag out completely, otherwise we're in the right ruckus. So we're in the right doldrums then. Yeah. So 5 laps to go here, and Worcester still leading, ahead of Tits, ahead of Self. That's the top 3. I'm saying it once again. Any more close battles at the moment? Doesn't look like to be.
Self's slowly catching on Tits, but not massive. Well, actually, no, he probably just has, yeah, because Tits just managed to get the back end all sideways, so I do believe he should catch 0.5 seconds on him.
Yeah, so now we're going on board with Jim Self. He's trying to catch up to Tits, and yeah, Tits is trying to keep it just on the road, and
he's locking up a lot of wheels.
Yeah, he's locking up everywhere. That is keeping the Tits to actually slow down a bit and Self to actually catch up. Remember, Self has not got much pressure. He isn't involved in the championship fights for second place, but though he is improving on his position after basically his first win at Snetterton the other week. So we only got about 4 laps to go of the race. Worcester still leading, head of Tits, head of Self. I'll say it again: head of Tits, head of Self. and Mass is trying to make another move on Lewis.
Lewis, yeah, he's very close. I mean, I've put the paint scraping from the back of that Vauxhall onto the Volvo of Matt Lewis.
And looks like Mass has gone a little bit wide, just going after the Graham Hill bend. So Lewis is pretty much safe at the moment. But though the battle for second place might come down to the last 4 laps of the race. If either Lewis retires, if Lewis retires, then English will basically hold on to that second place in the Drivers' Championship. If English retires, then Lewis will safely keep on that second place. But it all comes down to these last 4 laps of the 2014 WSVR BTCC race, the final race of the season here at Brands Hatch, the halfway point through the season. So, Kevin Masters has gone a little bit sliding a bit, so
and so did Lewis. He had it back in on the grass. He locked the brakes. Masters got a chance here. He's got a chance. He's got a run on him.
Yeah, he's got the chance here. So this may be Masters' chance, and he's and Masters completely lost it a bit once again. But though he's kept it on the road once again. But how close is English behind him? He's still far behind. We only got about 3.
He's 3 seconds. He's off by 3 seconds. I don't think he's able to make up the positions just with the extra weight and things in the car. I just don't think he can do it. He's
only got about 3 laps to go. So Mass nearly had the chance to pass Lewis there, but though he doesn't really try and get past him at the moment. Mind you, they're battling for 4th position at the moment. Not a podium spot as far as the 2 Swiss Merchant drivers and Jan Tits are concerned, and Kevin Mass much as close on Lewis again. But though is Mass going to catch up on Lewis? No, Lewis is pulling slightly ahead a bit.
Just to let you know as well, Jim Self's actually managed to catch up with Jan Tits. He's not far off him now. He's only 0.2 of a 0.5 a second. Yeah, 0.5 of a second off him.
So yeah, we only got about 3 laps to go, and Jan Tits is locked up again. But though Self is actually nearly closing up on him.
There's a collision there between Matt Lewis and Kevin Mass. Kevin Mass just pulled on the inside and he went sideways straight into Matt Lewis.
And English just gone off as well. Drive-through penalty for Benny Steffen. No idea what happened there. We'll find out in a bit. Oh, Benny Steffen just gone off. Benny Steffen just gone off in the first corner. He's just spinning out a bit. So yeah, he's got a drive-through penalty. So we're only in the last couple of laps here left, and
Kevin Mass has got past Matt Lewis. He just managed it. Took the inside.
Oh yeah, Kevin Mass has just gone past Matthew Lewis. So if Kevin Mass actually stays, and Matthew Lewis just pushed Mass off. So Matthew Lewis giving Kevin Mass a taste of his own medicine, and he's just cut the whole corner. He's got a car, and he's climbing the barrier. Wow! Oh wow! So Kevin Mass actually got a taste of his own medicine from the main administrator of WSVR. That is Matthew Lewis.
Yeah. Kevin turned around and knew that he saw red. He did not even think of the corner. He completely cut it. He went for Mass. He missed, and I think just as you saw, he went straight to the barrier, and Matt's pretty much finished his position.
That actually reminded me of one of those parodies of what you just said then, Into the Barrier, of Baldado parodies. Yeah, so anyway, concentrating back onto this race, we're into the last couple of laps, and Jim Self just gone off once again. He's not able to catch up with Tits once again, but though Benny Steffen has just gone past the pit lane. He's not able to serve his drive-through penalty, actually. He's not going to serve the drive-through penalty, and tough luck for him because Roy Worcester is on his last lap of the 2014 A season. as Jan Tits tries to catch up to him, but though I don't think Jan Tits will even actually get up into the top position, even though he's under investigation from the stewards after his reckless driving earlier tonight and in this race. So Roy Worcester is able to hopefully get him in first and basically end the season for basically a mixed season for the German.
Yeah, I'm just hoping the back markers in front of him do keep way up away, because he's getting closer, but if someone got in the way of him, like either Jan Tits or somebody, he could have a lot of problems, so I do hope they do stay away from him.
Yeah, so basically most people here having a good race, and Dudakovic just lost his front splitter a bit, so Horton will finish well in 7th, but though the man of the moment has to be Roy Worcester as he comes through the last couple of corners, hopefully to stay ahead of Jan Tits. Svenja Tits is just in front of him. Svenja Tits may be able to hold him off a bit, so hopefully that Jan Tits can get past. But though Svenja Tits actually it's a Roy Worcester pass, and Roy Worcester comes through to win the last race of the 2014 A season to top it off himself for a mixed season for the German. An absolutely fantastic drive for Roy Worcester. Roy Worcester wins here at Brands Hatch. In second place is Jan Tits. Third it will be Jim Self. Fourth will be Matthew Lewis. Fifth is Chris English. But though if we're actually able to confirm that Chris English is in fifth, then maybe he may be able to hold on to that second place. So Chris English.
I do believe he does. With Matt retiring in the second race, I do think he will keep the second spot.
Yeah. So Chris English hold on to that into that fifth place. Sorry, second place in the championship. Mass will be coming home in 6th. 7th will be Horton. 8th is Dudakovic, although he just finishes the race with his front split and missing. 9th is Daniel Hahn. 10th will be Tony Barker. 11th will be Svenja Tits, and Benny Stefan is in 12th. We only got 2 retirements in the form of Pascal Jostand and of course Mr. Nicholas Bobadnik. So yeah, that's is the season over. We could just have time for a last couple of interviews, so please stick with us, don't go away. We'll just try and get some people for our interviews. Don't go away. Okay, we are able to get our first interviewer in, and that is the race winner from race number 3, Mr. Roy Worcester. Hello, Roy.
Hello.
First of all, congratulations to your win to top off basically a little bit of a mixed season for you. You must be really delighted with your win here today.
I'm really happy. Last race, first win. How could it go better?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Do you think you find it a little bit furious that both Jan Tits and Kevin Mass were acting pretty much in a Pastor Maldonado style like racing today?
Not up to me to judge the drivers' racing style, but there are better ones and there are worse ones.
Yeah, so but though overall, did you have a good race though?
Oh yeah, I did. I wasn't really pleased with the setup, nor was I really doing well with Brands Hatch. I didn't drive until this evening, so very happy that I was able to sort it out and had a good position in race 3. Suddenly was in front and saw the tap that was given to several drivers. So had them on race 1 and 2, and so. How life goes, how racing is.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of paintwork. I think you would probably agree between not just yourself. I think it was either race 1 or 2, but many other of the drivers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had a lovely nudge there in race 1 and was in the back of the field and managed to finish. What was it, 8th or 7th? So I was fighting back hard, but. I'd rather have the contact in the first or second round than in the last one.
So yeah, only about over a month until the until we resume racing for race number 2 at I believe it's I believe is Donington the first round, is it?
I can confirm that. Give me 2 minutes.
Yeah,
there you go.
It was Rockingham, wasn't it?
Yeah. So Rockingham is the first round of season 2, which will begin on September the 5th. Are you looking forward to that race, or are you just?
I'm receiving summer now with open hands because of this win. I'm willfully joyed, and definitely looking forward to the next season. Yeah, it's going to be interesting again. New teams, new gatherings, new racing.
Yep.
That's going to be great.
Yeah, and more details about the simulator will be in a sec. But for now, thank you very much, Roy, for joining me, and we'll let you get on with the evening.
Thank you for the interview, and enjoy yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. Next man we have in here is Mr. Matthew Lewis. Hello, Matt.
User
Good
left
evening.
your channel.
Good evening. Sorry about that. Mixed words.
I was just saying to Matt as well. I'm just like so stealthy, Matt. You just like ninja'd at the conversation, all quiet, and you just appeared. It's like it's rocking up.
Yeah. So yes, Matt's unfortunately you weren't you weren't able to actually try and capitalise on some of Chris English's mistake and hopefully to get second position. But was the race okay for you tonight, in your opinion?
Well, I think any chances of getting second position was kind of taken out of my hands in race 2. That was it really. So yeah, mixed emotions about that, shall we say, as you guys can probably tell from some of the jokes.
Yeah.
I'll keep it diplomatic. We will look at and let all the the steward guys look at the issues for this evening, and the ones I'm involved, the other lads will look at as well. So it's a very fair process we have. But I think we're going to be busy.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on, Rob.
No. You go on.
Oh god, and this is where I get to the business. It's like, oh, but you go, but no, you go. Okay, I was going to say, the stewards' positions at WSVR are very fair. If any of the administrators or anything of that nature, or any of the stewards are involved in one of the incidents, they will not have like a vote, if you get me,
absolutely.
as to what the result is. So that way there can't be any bias depending if anyone was involved.
I
so
mean,
it's completely.
It needs to be noted also we did apply a penalty to Jan in race 2 as a result of his hit on me, which forced me to retire, but we had Chris and Roy directly behind, who are both race stewards, and we were able to have a discussion on TeamSpeak and do it there and then. And because I was off the race, I could review the replay and agree with them and apply that in race. So obviously that's done. It won't be caught on later as well.
I was going to say, he did give you an almighty shove from behind.
Yeah, I think it was fairly clear. There was, fair credit to the Racing Association boys. Kevin's been fast all season. I think his wins are on merit. But unfortunately, it's a bit tarnished because some of their
misdemeanors,
racecraft, shall we say, has sadly been lacking. the last few rounds there's been penalties applied, but they don't seem to make a difference. At this stage, you know, I shan't say if they're coming back next year or not, it's up to them, but equally, as a league, we need to decide if we want people like that in our league, and I'm not prepared to have 10 guys on TeamSpeak complaining about their driving all race long, every race, every weekend, when those guys are not on TeamSpeak and never communicate and never chat unless they're complaining. So, in my mind, if they don't want to come back, it's fine by me.
But there's not only that they made contact with you, they also made not made contact with anyone else, but they also made contact with Andy Horton as well. Was Andy furious as well?
I don't know. Andy didn't say something. You know, I made Kevin got by me in race 3. I don't know if you guys saw that. I got him back at Druids which was, in my own admission, a bit of a Jason Plato manoeuvre.
Yeah, but he did then try. He did see red after that corner, and I was watching it live.
You know what? If Chris said it was a little bit OTT on my behalf, you guys know what I'm like. I very rarely do that, and I was a bit frustrated. So, you know, I'll take a penalty for that. I absolutely hold my hands up, but I can't then tolerate somebody trying to intentionally cut the track and take people out. So it's all got to be looked at.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, as you just said, you've held your hands high, it's gone, yeah, that was my fault, my bad, sorry, won't do it again kind of thing. Whereas they do it and again and again.
Yeah, I've been hit off by insignias cutting the track to gain a place several times this season. I've done it once in this race, you know.
Leaving bad memories for you this season, but though hopefully to open up good memories when you come to the new season at the end of the year. Are you looking forward to season number 2 of this year's BTCC?
Yeah, I think we all like a fresh start. You know, some of the changes to the teams for next season look quite good. We've already got 11 teams registered interest-wise, you know, and I hope that sustains throughout the year, because quite often, you know, you'll get, say, 15 teams, and a couple, you know, they'll drop off over time. The good thing about this league and what we try and promote is there's a community of regulars who will turn up every Friday. We're not all about the must-win attitude. We just enjoy racing against each other, and that's all we want to do. And unfortunately this season I don't think we've enjoyed it as much because of other influences, shall we say, diplomatically. So I'm hoping, you know, come next season, and it's going to be the last on rFactor 1 for us.
Yeah,
which we've, you know, used for what, 3 years now. Yeah, I hope it's a really good, close season. And unfortunately, I think, you know, I know Kevin won by a mile. It's unfortunate Chris couldn't complete all the rounds. Simon dropped off half through of the season, so not to take anything away from them winning on merit, but it wasn't as a competitive a season as it had been before, when everybody had managed to complete all the rounds. So I hope we see that again for the last 2014 season after the summer holidays.
Yeah.
Cross fingers.
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining me, Matt, and hopefully see you in September.
Yes, indeed. There will be some. I think we've got one endurance race left and some fun races to come over this.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you very much. We can get Jim Self in here if we can. Hold on.
User left your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Okay, we got one final interviewer here, and that is Mr. Jim Self. Hello, Jim.
Good evening.
So, Jim, you were very close to achieving second place, so hopefully to get a Swiss Motion 1-2 in race 3, but you weren't just able to catch up to Jantis. But overall, how was your races here tonight?
Yeah, I raised my gap, and at the last laps of the race, the tires is so gone. For me, the rest was good. Me. come closer to Jan Tietz, and final 2 laps was terrible to drive.
So yeah, so not much any more questions to ask, but though, are you looking forward to the season after the summer holidays?
I hope I can continue at the same speed like this last laps races. Yeah, I hope comes good.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Jim, and hopefully see you in September.
Yes. Good night. Bye.
Bye. Well, folks, that is it. The 2014 WSVR BTCC season is over. But though like I said, to confirm, the new season of WSVR BTCC, season number 2 of 2014, starts 5th of September at Rockingham, and will be the final season run on rFactor 1 after 3 years used by WSVR as we move to rFactor 2 in 2015. But now, from me, Ron Squire, and from Mr. Graham Foster.
Graham Foster.
Yeah, and from Mr. Graham Foster. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. You've been absolutely supportive throughout the broadcast since I first started here in January. I absolutely adore it that you actually watched in. But though, from me, Ron Squire, and from me, Graham Foster, thank you very much, and see you in September. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.